Well, hello. This is Aldrima Harper, your host. I am the creator and founder of OrganizedYourEnterprise.com, and I'm a professional organizer where I help entrepreneurs and busy professionals eradicate the clutter and distractions, eliminate their overwhelm in order to elevate their income. And I'm going to share with you in this series of 7 to 10 minute productivity tips for getting your enterprise organized. This series, I'm going to be sharing some tips designed to help you get your enterprise organized no matter what the size. Each segment will be bite-sized pieces of power-packed productivity tips that's sure to inspire, motivate, and jumpstart your organizing endeavors for getting your enterprise organized. Welcome to this episode. And remember, I'd love to connect with you and hear from you. Want to hear your comments. Connect with me on twitter.com/Aldrima, facebook.com/Aldrima, LinkedIn/Aldrima, or just go to OrganizedYourEnterprise.com. And now it is time to help you organize your enterprise, rather. This is episode number 3. Thank you. So glad you're here. Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, listen, I'd like to start off as usual with a statistic, and this statistic might be a little, I guess what's the word I want? This might be a little bit astounding for you. 1 in 11 American households rent a self-storage space and spend over $1,000 a year in rent. Now, I have a little confession. I am one of those American households. Now, this comes with a caveat, okay? The reason I have a storage space, in which I am going to be minimizing it, because when I read this statistic, I thought, don't need to be in that, was because my husband and I live in an apartment complex right now, and it provides storage space. And so in order to store some of my business, my documents and some of my business products and products that I use for my business, I needed a storage space because I did not want that in the house. So in the apartment, rather. So that is my reason for that. So, hey, I'm just being transparent here, but I feel like I do have a somewhat of a legitimate reason. So anyway, I'm not going to labor that point, because if you are 1 in 11 of the American household that's renting a storage space just so that you can store stuff, then therein lies the problem. Okay, so here we go. In this series, I'm going to be sharing with you the number 1 reason why you're unable to eliminate the clutter and distractions that's stopping you from reaching your success. Now, this is the third and final segment episode of this entire series, because this is a 3-part series, and this is the final one. And what I've been doing is a countdown to eliminating the clutter and the distractions that's stopping you from reaching your success. And this segment, I'm going to be sharing with you reason number 1. So stay tuned for reason number 1. Okay, here's reason number 1, okay? The number 1 reason that you're unable to eliminate the clutter and distractions is because you haven't determined what your priorities are. Okay, this is crucial. So many of us are all over the place because we have no idea of what our priorities are. Once you start setting priorities successfully, you'll see how helpful this is. You may even find yourself, loving it and having fun with it. And you probably will, as a matter of fact, because once you're in that zone and you're operating, and just really clicking with your priorities, I think you'll really have fun with it. But there might be a temptation as you're, kind of spearheading this thing and getting started in terms of your organizing. And hopefully this series has been helping you. There might be this tendency or this temptation to go kind of crazy with the to-do list and over-organizing. So you don't want to do that, because setting too many priorities and it is going to make it impossible for yourself to get anything done, because you'll be setting yourself up actually, and you won't ever get anything done because you have too many priorities. Not everything is a priority. Okay, so I've got 7 tips to help you in this process. Number 1, setting priorities helps you to keep the areas of your life in balance. If you don't make family a priority, you may end up working all the time and neglecting that area. So make sure that you set your priorities so that you can keep the different areas of your life. Let's just, your father or, your mother, perhaps you have, those times when you need to take the kids to certain events, as parents. And so that is a priority. You may be a ministry leader, whatever it is, whatever category of life that you need to keep in balance. Setting the priorities will help you to keep those areas in balance. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, when you set priorities, you give each area of your life its due time and respect. So make sure that you're making progress in these areas and allow some time for leisure activities and hobbies, even when you're busy with work or other obligations. So that's number 2. Make sure that you're allowing some time, as the old, I think it's, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, or something like that. Anyway, I probably didn't get that right. But anyway, that's number 2. Number 3, in terms of big goals and major priorities, you can really only have one. You can really only have a handful at one time, okay? It's impossible to have everything at number 1. So be careful about how many priorities you set. Number 4, create a system for setting priorities and start using it to generate your to-do list. Then put it into action. You'll know quickly whether you have too much on your plate or whether there's room for more. Number 5, when prioritizing, think of it this way. The smallest list is the best list. The fewer things you have on your list, the better. A perfect day is one where there's just 1 or 2 items. You really get a sense of satisfaction when you have just 1 or 2 items as top priority and you've gotten those things done. Okay, number 6, know the difference between scheduling your priorities versus prioritizing your schedule. If you're to achieve any success in reaching your goals, you'll want to know the difference. As my pastor would say, you'll get that on the way home. And number 7, if tasks really need to get done, but you're struggling to accomplish them, never be afraid to ask for help. You don't have to do everything on your own. Now, those are 7 tips, that I believe will help you in your priority setting endeavors. Now, I want to recap the top 3 just for the sake of you having this on this last podcast, okay? Number 3, you haven't honestly identified and assessed what clutter is and its effect on you. Number 2, you haven't implemented a system or process for reducing the amount of clutter, for retaining or accessing the important items or documents. And number one, you haven't determined what your priorities are. Now, if you need to go back and listen to the previous episodes, please feel free to do so. Now, I hope this helps and makes sense. If you like what you've heard on this episode and you'd like to know more about me or how I can help you in your organizing and productivity challenges, just pop on over to OrganizedYourEnterprise.com. And just for popping over, you'll be able to get my free blueprint, 7 Secrets to a Productivity Breakthrough. Discover how to accomplish more than you ever imagined you could. Set the priorities today. Get more done by tomorrow. So until next time, this is Dream, where I help. I had to hear that music. Until next time, this is Dream, where I believe anyone can organize their way to success. Have an awesome day.